Hi everybody, this is Shannon with Shannon Sweets. Thank you for joining me this month for my sweet treat card video. This is my card kit that I offer with for all my customers who purchase over $25 from me. You get this tutorial free here on my channel, but if you purchase from me, you get this card kit in the mail with a PDF and the supplies to make these two great cards. This month we're doing Christmas in July, and you know, the Stampin' Up! Brought back the Perfectly Plaid stamp set and punch, and this stamp set is perfect for Christmas, but you easily could adapt these trees to be any sort of theme that you would want. So when I made these cards, of course, I made them for Christmas so I could get a head start on my Christmas cards, but you could easily just stamp the trees and put a different sentiment on the little label or the sentiment tag here to fit anything you want. And if you don't happen to have the Perfectly Plaid, you can just use the tree cutouts that I'm providing as trees and just don't stamp on them and use them as just trees. So these cards are super quick and easy to make, and I hope you'll enjoy this card tutorial. We're going to start with the Sierra Sand card, and for this I'm using the tree punch. Just very easily, this punch, I just gave you 3 soft succulent trees, and it is punch out real easy from the cardstock. Absolutely love this punch. You can stamp first and then punch. Of course, I've already provided you the punch, so the die cuts, and I'm using this tree that's like this, but there is 3 different trees in here, and so you could use any of these, actually 4, so you could use any of the trees in this stamp set. I'm using Evening Evergreen, and I just kind of get my head around my cameras here, line them up and stamp all 3 of these the same way. I just love how this Evening Evergreen stamps on that soft succulent. Now I'm using the Ho 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 because then I figure I can stamp Merry Christmas or anything I want on the inside, which is what I'm going to stamp because like I said, I'm trying to get a head start on my Christmas stamps, so I very happily want that. So I have Sierra Sand, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, so I'm just going to fold it in half, use my bone folder here. And then, like I said, if you want to use the Merry Christmas, there is a Merry Christmas in this. You can just stamp that on the inside. You have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 that's already been kind of embossed with this leaf die. This die is one great big die like this, and it leaves an impression. It doesn't cut all the way through, so it's very nice. And then what I've given you is these scallop circles. So when this cuts, because this is from the Give a Whirl, and it's this one here, it actually cuts the circle out of the middle, but I wanted that. I didn't want that cut out, so I've already taped it all to one piece, so hopefully I didn't go over the edge. So if I did, just push that back. So I'm going to, before we put it down on the card base, I'm going to take a little piece of tape to each one of these, and you have a big string I put it in one piece because it was just easier. So let's see, I want the whites to be on the side, so let me do one of the whites first. So just tape, let me put this white down first. My glue cooperates. Oh, there it went. Okay, so this guy's going to go right here at the top, and then I'm going to trim. Then the red one will go about there. And then take the twine to the last guy. Now, you can, if you want, don't want that guy to be on top. Tuck him under two, so that way it's, but I want it to be able to look like two strings, so I'm going to pull that like that. Okay, and then secure these guys on the back side. So tape that one down and tape that one down. Then I can take my and that is down on the front now. Then I'm going to take some dimensionals and put my trees right over the scallops. Then you will have a piece of the evening evergreen, and I found this easiest to just put some glue dots on the back of my and then lay that straight across my tag. Then I like the big dimensionals, but they're just a little bit, just a smidget wide. So I'm just gonna trim a little bit off. And then this guy is going to go right down at the bottom. Then once it's down here, then I can take my paper snips and trim like that. And that is card number 1. Card number 2, super easy. You're going to take the trees, it's already been cut, and this time I used this stamp right here. It doesn't have a bottom, and I'm using gray granite. Now what I did, the first one, I stamped on the first tree, but before I ink again, I stamped on the second tree. That gave me one that was lighter. Then re-ink and stamp on the third tree. Okay. Then our sentiment. Oops. Just going to stamp in the middle of our tag. Now you do have a twine if you want to do this before you put the tag down. I just go ahead and tie a knot, or you can tie a bow. You should have enough twine there to do that. You feel like you like a bow. You're going to take your 8.5 by 5.5 inch basic white and fold it in half. And again, since that sentiment doesn't actually say Merry Christmas, you can stamp that on the inside if you like. You're going to have a 3 by 5 1/4 of this dots, and that's going to go at the very top. So just leave a little bit of a gap at the top so that you have an even border at the top and the sides. And then you have a hill, and you're going to leave just a little edge on the bottom, but make sure you're lining up the edges with your dots, and then that should go across and cover up any seam. Then I'm going to take the lighter one and put a little bit of glue, kind of put that in the center, tuck it under my hill, and then I can take some dimensionals to my other 2 trees, and this one I'm going to put a little bit lower because my sentiment's going to go there, so I'm going to put that one a little bit on the lower side. And go ahead and put my sentiment on some dimensionals and line it up towards the bottom. Then I can decide how big I want this bow and trim. And there you go. That's one with a bow that's kind of curling, without a bow. And there we go. That's all the cards for today. I hope you enjoyed this sweet treat tutorial, and I hope you'll take me up on getting this free card kit with any purchase you make this month. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Have a great month, and I hope you'll celebrate Christmas in July too. Bye.